now like to call on Anna Karmanska to join, to give a presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, in my today's speech, I will not share with you my knowledge in the field of ethics in accounting. I will not even tell you about the research I conduct in this field. I would like to share with you a few of my reflections. Especially, I would like to tell you about two of them. So let's start from reflection number one. Many years ago, when I started studying the issue of ethics, I was wondering why talking about ethics is necessary. It seems that in the relationship between a man with capital M and another man with capital M, the problem of unethical behavior cannot occur. So why suddenly, when talking about centuries, has the issue of professional ethics in accounting become so urgent, and why has it become global? Particularly worrying is that usually when some issue starts being discussed, means that it is in a very bad condition. Does it also apply to ethics? I think that the problem is not only important, but also surprising. Having in the mind what is going on around the issue of broadly understood ethics in various professions, not only in accounting, I see as, firstly, a sociological phenomenon, and secondly, as the phenomenon which is unique throughout the history of the world. I thought it is not difficult to notice that the lack of ethics as well as good practices, business practices, have existed practically for thousands of years. On this background, my reflection number one appears. It results from my internal need to explain the originality of this phenomenon and to answer for the question, from where or what source, nowadays, not historically, the primary reason for the lack of ethics in human behavior and here in accounting derives. There are many factors causing the lack of professional ethics that can be listed here. The results of many studies show that people often agree with unethical behaviors consciously. They do it because of their life situation, because they fear to lose their job or professional status. They also behave unethically simply out of greed for money and seek ambition to hold power and, or at least to be influential, which is important for their professional and material status. I would rather agree with the opinion that the factors for unethical behaviors depend solely on a given person. They depend on his or her personal qualities and especially on their resistance to evil and various pressures. But getting back to the main thought, where does the primary cause of the lack of ethics in business and accounting come from? Seeking the reasons for unethical behaviors outside human personal qualities and outside of moral codes, I would like to draw your attention to something known as the Schumann resonance. The Schumann resonance is called the pulse of Earth. Though the interpretation of the Schumann resonance's influence of human beings and their life are controversial in the world of science, a lot of people claim that the pulse of Earth changes and is not indifferent to many phenomena, including the understanding of time. I think that what I'm talking about here surprise you because it is a distance from ethics in accounting. However, if one looks for the primary cause of the lack of ethics, then the pulse of Earth may be important. For me personally, it is very difficult to understand because it is based on the knowledge of electromagnetic waves, which is the realm of physicists rather than accounting specialists. But coming back to the point, I want to say that it is believed that the time, in fact, accelerates. In a sense, it falls into itself. For thousands of years, the pulse of heartbeat of Earth had been slightly over 7 cycles per second. However, since 1980, the resonance has slowly increased. Now, it is said to be nearly 12 cycles per second. What does it mean? It is claimed that every day is shorter even by 8 hours. That is why we observe such an increased hurry pace of everything everywhere. Over the last 25 years, time has condensed a lot. A lot of people at middle age claim that time is passing faster. We tend to think that this is caused by the fact that we get older, and along with age, our perception of the passage of time changes. But also young people are starting talking that time flies, and this is more curious. The pure pulse of Earth is very difficult to understand for me, but if it is true, it may somehow primarily explain the common phenomenon of the lack of time for taking care for moral principles, firstly at home, secondly at school, and finally at work. And this may explain the need to speak out about ethics in business and accounting, what we are doing here. Now I will move on to the reflection number 2. I am the chairman of Commission of Ethics in Accountants Association in Poland. The role is an important challenge for me. But first of all, I am a professor at heart in the best Polish University of Economics. For many years, I have been working with students, with very talented and ambitious people. Many of them, for sure, are future managers, politicians, financial directors, and certified accountants. They achieve fantastic results not only at their alma mater, but also in external exam in ACCA and CIMA. I asked myself what young people who were born in the conditions of condensed time think about ethics in accounting. Do they see the problem? Do they see any solutions? This is my second reflection. Over 100 students responded to my request for an essay about ethics in accounting. I present to you a few opinions of people, today's students, tomorrow businessmen, in whose hand the future of business and accounting lies. I will not read this opinion of slides because they will attached in website. In my view, we should pay our attention first of all to them, to the students. As practitioners and institutions aware of the significance of ethics, we should find time, even it is condensed, to cherish moral principles and ethics in the characters that are now shaping of the young people who will soon replace us. Let me notice and emphasize with great conviction that professionalism in accounting lies in the hands of the future generation of accountants and auditors, and no codes of ethics will be effective in the future if they do not fall on fertile ground. What to do? We should invest in developing programs and ideas which will quickly, effectively, and in an attractive way appeal to students. They will show that it is beneficial to behave ethically because this gives an amazing comparative advantage in business. How to do this? The hints are included in the opinion of the students which are presented on slide, which you will have soon. The opinions suggest that the education in the field of ethics needs to be concentrated on 3 subjects on the same time: future accountants, managers, and owners, investors. I think that we have put in order the first place owner, investor, accountants at the end, managers, and accountants on the end of this list. We should develop in practice not only on the pages of publications, articles, and codes the trend for ethics and professionalism. And we need to do it for young people because, as we say in Poland, what youth is used to, age remembers. Only then it will be easier to honestly realize such slogans as sustainable development and social corporate responsibility. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anna.